Hey guys, this is Sukesh Banik from Gadgets Portal, and today, as you can see, I have got the all new Samsung Galaxy S Duos 2, the successor of very popular Galaxy S Duos. The model number is GT-S7582 and there are some quick specifications here. I will talk about all of these things in the review. The main improvement Samsung has made is in the CPU department. 1 GHz Cortex-A5 has been replaced with a 1.2 GHz dual-core Cortex-A9. The price of this device in India at this moment is around 10,500 rupees, that is around 175 USD, which is much lower than the launching price of S Duos. Here is the device. I have got a black one and you can also get a white version of S Duos 2. Well, the exterior design of this phone is almost similar to the previous one. The back has got fine mesh design and is not looking that much glossy as before. The bezel has smooth matte finish, which is giving a premium look to this phone. Overall, the design of this phone is quite repetitive and I think Samsung should really come out with a new design now. Let's check what are the things inside the box, and the first thing you get is the warranty statement. This is the headset, which is not an in-ear type, just a basic headset you get with entry-level phones, and the quality may not be that bad. This is the inline microphone with a push button, and the 3.5mm jack has got gold plating, which will give a better sound quality. Next thing you get is a USB data cable, which is a standard one, and this is the charging adapter. The battery is of 1500 mAh, which is not bad for a device like this. Under the hood there are two mini SIM card slots, just one above another. Now let me give you a quick walkthrough of the exterior design. The display is a 4 inches TFT capacitive display with 800 by 480 pixels resolution at 233 ppi, which is exactly same as before. At the bottom there is a push button home key with capacitive back and menu keys. Above the display you are getting the ear speaker grill as usual, and there is also a VGA front facing camera with VGA recording. There is a Duos logo because this phone is capable of smart dual SIM function, that is, you can get calls on the SIM 2 even when you are busy on the SIM 1. At the back there is a 5 megapixels autofocus shooter with 720p recording, and there is also an LED flash. This is the loudspeaker grill. On the left bezel of the phone you are getting the tiny power key, and the microSD card slot is hot swappable and expandable up to 64 gigs. The bottom of the phone has got the USB port and the tiny microphone hole. On the right bezel there is the volume rocker, and you can also attach lanyard or charm through this hole. The 3.5mm headphone port is at the top. Overall, the design of this phone is pretty standard, and considering the price tag of only 10,500 rupees, I'll say this is a quite good looking phone. The finish is very good and the build is also feeling quite solid in hand. For one hand operation, the 4 inches display is just perfect. It's not too big or too small. Now let's turn on the phone and give you a quick walkthrough of the interior, that is the software, the user interface of this Samsung Galaxy S Duos 2. Samsung TouchWiz user interface is very simple but very innovative with lots of hidden features and gesture support. To show you the real capability of the display, let's change the wallpaper, and the main reason behind the success of S Duos was its colorful display, and this time Samsung has put the same display which is very colorful, saturated and bright enough. You can get this phone only for this display. You can play 720p videos on this phone, and watching movies on this very colorful display will be sheer fun. There is no other phone in the same category with such a nice display. Xperia M is a very good phone, but the display is not as good as this one. These are the preloaded applications and there is basically no special apps from Samsung, though you can download some from the Samsung apps, but most of these are typical Google and system apps. Let's quickly check the camera interface, and as you know, this is a 5 megapixel shooter with 720p recording. This is also a autofocus camera and I have to basically touch on the screen to focus. So the camera does not feature continuous autofocus. There are some cool premium features you can find from here, and you can change the focus to macro. Well, this time the focus is extremely sharp. Just like S4 and Note 3, there are a bunch of shooting modes you can play with. Now let's have a quick look at the music player, and well, this phone supports some gestures like you can flip the phone to mute any music. This also works in the video player to instantly pause a video. Well, the loudspeaker is not very loud, but it's okay. Now, just like any other Samsung phone, you will get some premium features like the Music Square, which is, I think, a must-use feature. The phone will automatically scan all of your songs and you can play songs according to your mood. I personally use this feature all the time and this thing really works. One thing I have noticed that this phone features an extremely innovative option called Adapt Sound, and only the flagship phones of Samsung feature this option. Let me show you this from the settings. This feature will calibrate your hearing capability and the quality of the headset, so that you can get the best sound out of it. Now you will hear some beeps and you have to click yes if you can hear those and no if you can't. It's as simple as that. The dialer is, as you can see, quite neat with a video calling option. Let's quickly try the keyboard, and well, you can enable this personalized data. That is, the keyboard will learn from you and predict in future. Well, typing is not feeling that much easy for me. Maybe because I am not used to this 4 inches display, but Samsung keyboards support continuous input and you can turn on that feature from the settings. Now typing is feeling super smooth and super fast. The notification panel has got some toggle switches as usual, and you can get all of your toggle switches from here. You can press and hold and go to any specific settings. This hands-free mode is another very handy feature. This mode will read out your caller info, messages, alarm and schedule info. It's mainly helpful while driving. As this phone is running on Android 4.2.2, you can enable multiple widgets and you can apply effects and also do a lot of other things. I'll show you that in the in-depth review. Let's have a quick look at the lock screen. I have applied ripple effect, which is looking quite nice. I can swipe down and edit this lock screen from here. Swiping left will bring the favorite applications and I can edit or I can replace this whole widget with a camera launcher. Swiping right will give you a new window for adding new widgets to your lock screen. You can get messaging notifications or change the music right from your lock screen. So as you can see, the interface is very user-friendly and feature-rich, and that's more than enough for a 10,000 rupees phone. The internal storage is officially 4 gigs and you are getting around 2 gigs of free space, which is very low, but you can move your installed applications data to your external SD card, but only a very small portion. The RAM has been increased to 768 MB and I do appreciate that, but only around 236 MB free for the user. That is a real bottleneck for the good processor and the GPU of this S-Duos 2. The GPU is Broadcom Videocore IN HW and the CPU is 1.2 GHz dual-core ARM Cortex-A9. Previously, Galaxy S-Duos suffered a lot of lag and gaming was pathetic mainly because of the low RAM. This time the user accessible RAM is also not very high, so it's really disappointing. I'll run some benchmarks and also games and talk about the overall performance of this phone in the in-depth review, so make sure you subscribe and keep in touch. Overall, this is a good phone for the price and you can get this for the dual SIM option, the cool software features and this colorful display. Well guys, that's all for today. You can check the description below for the links of other reviews on this smartphone and also look for a written review into gadgetsportal.in. So thanks for watching guys. This is Sukesh Banik and keep in touch.